Assalamualaikum everyone. Okay, in this video we will continue with partial fractions for case 3. That is where your gx or your denominator is a product of an irreducible quadratic factors. Okay? Okay guys, now let's continue with case 3, solving partial fractions where gx is a product of irreducible quadratic factors. The keywords here we have is it is an irreducible and it is a quadratic factors. Okay, quadratic means the highest power of x in your function is the power of 2. Alright, so let's see the steps given here. Okay, so this is your steps. The first step is, as usual, we have to set up the partial decomposition. Okay, so the partial decompositions that we have here for the irreducible quadratic factors is this one. Okay, alright, so if you have more than 2 factors, then you have plus dot dot dot. Okay, that is fx divided by ax squared plus b cx squared plus dx plus e equals to ax plus b over ax squared plus b plus cx plus d over cx squared dx plus e. So we have two forms of the quadratic factors here. Either you have in the form of ax squared plus b, or you have in the form of cx squared plus dx plus e. Okay, so for both form of equation of both form of a function here, it is called as the quadratic. Okay, so this is what we see, that the quadratic factors. Okay, so what it means with the irreducible quadratics means you cannot factorize the quadratic. Okay, so it is irreducible quadratic factors, meaning cannot factorize. Okay, class? Alright, and then as we can see here, in your numerator, okay, both the function in your numerator is in the form of, yes, it is in the form of linear function. So look at here. So we have ax plus b and cx plus d are both in linear. Linear means it is in the form of ax plus b, okay, where the highest power of x is 1. Okay, so it is not similar with the previous case. For the previous case, we just use the constant in your numerator, but then for the third case here, okay, if you have quadratic factors in your denominator, your numerator will be in the form of linear function. Alright, okay, let's continue. The second step is we need to find the value of a, b, and also c and d. Okay, a and b and c and d. So it depends on your function. Okay, if you have more than 2 values that you need to find, then you have to find the other values. Alright, okay, so this is your second step, and the third step is you will solve your integrals. Okay, let's look at the first example. We have here solve the following integrals using partial fractions. And the first one, we have integrate 2x squared plus 6 divided by x times x squared plus 2. So firstly, we need to identify it is the types of the function. So it is a rational function. And next, we have to identify whether it is an improper or proper rational function. So in this case, your denominator here, when you expand, it is actually x to the power of 3. That means here your rational function here is a proper rational function. Alright, next you have to identify whether your denominator can be factorized or not. So since it is written in the form of factors, that means your denominator gx can be factorized. Okay, next, when your gx can be factorized, we have to identify whether it is in the first case, second case, or third case. Okay, all right. So we need to use for partial fractions. Okay, so next, okay, look at here. We have two factors. The first one is x and the second one is x squared plus 2. Okay, so the first one here we have a linear factor x, and the second one we have here is irreducible quadratic factors. Okay. Okay, why is it called as an irreducible quadratic factors? Because we cannot factorize the x squared plus 2 into a linear form. Alright, so we say it is an irreducible quadratic factors. So in this case, to set up your partial decomposition, we have to use the first one, we have to use case 1, and the second one here we have to use for case 3. So basically the question that you will have is in the form of combination of 2 or more cases. Alright. Okay, so let's see for the partial decomposition. Okay. Alright, so look at here, the partial decomposition here will be, so 2x squared plus 6 divided by x squared plus 2. When you set up the partial decomposition, it will be, for the first one, for the linear factor, it will be a over x. Okay, remember, if your denominator is a linear, then your numerator will be a constant, a number. Okay, and then secondly, for second factor we have, it will be bx plus c divided by x squared plus 2. Okay, so this one is for the case 1. Okay, case 1, and the second one is for case 3. Okay, remember, if your denominator is a quadratic, then your numerator will be a linear function. If your denominator is a linear, where the power of x is 1, okay, then your numerator will be a constant. Okay guys, alright. Okay, let's continue with the next step. Okay, so next step we will write the equals denominator in your left hand side and right hand side. Okay, so we have here is x squared plus 2, so your numerator here is 2x plus 6, and your denominator for the right hand side will be also x squared plus 2. And then what will be your numerator? Alright, your numerator will be a, and then times with x squared plus 2, and then plus bx plus c, don't forget, please write in your bracket, and then times with x. Okay, then continue, we will eliminate your denominator, and lastly, your equation that you need to solve here is 2x squared plus 6 equals to ax squared plus 2 plus bx plus c times x. Alright, so next step is we want to find the value of a, b, and c. So in this case, we need to combine, okay, we need to combine two methods. That is, the first one, we will use the suitable x for the linear factor, and then the second one, we will use comparing coefficient to find another value of your constant. Alright, okay, so now we have one linear factor here, that is x. So we can use the linear factor here. by substituting the suitable x, and we can eliminate the linear factor. So in this case, we can use x equals to 0. Alright, and then continue. Next, so substitute x equals to 0. Okay, and we will get it is 2 times 0 square plus 6 equals to a 0 square plus 2 plus, so this one is automatically will be 0. Okay, so next when you simplify, you will get 6 equals to 2a, and we will get your a is equal to 3. Okay, all right, so next continue. Since you don't have any linear factor in this equation, so we need to use comparing coefficient. Okay, so by using comparing coefficient, okay, use comparing coefficient. Okay, and then we need to substitute the value of a. Alright, so substitute the value of a equals to 3 into this equation. Okay, so now we have 2x squared plus 6 equals to 3 x squared plus 2 plus bx plus c times x. Okay, so in these steps you need to expand in your right hand side. Okay, next step, you will expand your right hand side, and we will have it is 3x squared plus 6 plus bx squared plus cx. Then we will have 3 plus bx squared. Okay, when you collect the constant or the coefficient for each terms, we have 3 plus b for x squared, and then plus cx plus 6. Okay, since we want to compare the coefficients with the left hand side, so rewrite your left hand side. So we can write as 2x squared, and since you don't have any x, okay, you don't have any coefficient for x, so we just write as plus 0x plus 6. Okay, class? Alright, so next, let's see what is the coefficient that we need to compare. Okay, the first one we need to compare for x squared. Okay, so for x squared we have this one. Okay, and then we have to compare for x. Alright, so for x we will compare this one, and another one we will compare with number. Okay, so number, you have 6 in your left hand side and 6 in your right hand side. Okay, done. Alright, so continue. For the terms x squared, you will have here 3 plus b equals to 2. Alright, so now you will have your b is equals to -1. Okay, next, for the comparing coefficient x to the power of 1, okay, we have here is c equals to 0. And for number, you have 6 in your left hand side and 6 in your right hand side. Okay, so now we have the value of your a is 3, the value of your b is -1, and the value of your c is 0. Okay? Okay, now your answer for this question will be the integration of 2x squared plus 6 over x times x squared plus 2 dx. It will be equals to the integration of, so your a is 3 over x, and then your b is -1, so minus, so since your x is your c is 0, so we just put x over x squared plus 2 dx. Okay, now let's proceed with the integration. Okay, we will solve the integrations. The integration of 3 over x, it will be Yes, 3 ln x. Okay, what happened with the integration of x over x squared plus 2? Yes, we need to use the substitution method. Okay, use substitution method. Alright, so by using substitution method, let u equals to x squared plus 2, and then you will differentiate your dx is 2x, and you will write your dx as the subject. It will be du divided by 2x. Next, we will substitute the integration of x over u times du over 2x. Then we will cancel off your x, and you can integrate now. It will be 1 over 2 the integration of 1 over u du, and you will get it is 1 over 2 ln u, which means you will have here is 1 over 2 ln x squared plus 2. Okay, so your answer here will be minus 1 over 2 ln x squared plus 2, and don't forget plus c. So this is your final answer for the first example. Alright.